So Mets, the goofiness of the jersey retirement thing aside, there's a bit of a conundrum with Ohtani in terms of the contract you give him, right? Because it's approaching, very fast approaching. We've never seen anything like this before. I mean, people only compare him to Babe Ruth, but the dominance that he displays in both hitting and pitching and speed and athleticism is unparalleled in the sport. I mean, it really is. Every stat you read about Ohtani is better than the next one. He's unbelievable. And so in a baseball market that allows for the payrolls that it has, somebody like that, and it's not just about wins, right? That's the sneaky thing about sports. Dak Prescott didn't just get his contract from the Cowboys because of his ability to play football. He's marketable. That kind of stuff is a factor in this. And if you're a team wanting to pay Ohtani, you're willing to overpay because you know you're going to make that money back because a bunch of people are going to want to go see Ohtani. And they're going to buy jerseys and hats and merchandise. And apparently socks are a thing now with players' faces on them and jersey numbers and stuff. There's a marketing side of that as well. And Patrick Mahomes' contract is worth $500 million. And that's in a salary-capped league. So you've got people thinking that Ohtani's worth $700K maybe, depending on the length of time, or $700 million, depending on the length of time. But here's the rub. If he gets hurt, you lose two players. If he gets hurt, you lose your best hitter and your best pitcher. And so while his contract can reflect your best hitter and your best pitcher combined, but if he gets hurt, if he rolls an ankle or worse, you lose both of those things.
But how's that really any different other than the numbers just a little bit bigger? And maybe it's a lot bigger. So Mike Trout currently holds the record for the biggest contract in Major League Baseball history. It's a 12-year, $426.5 million contract. It's massive. But those numbers are a little less than $40 million per year. Second highest, Mookie Betts with the Dodgers. He's on a $365 million contract. It's a 12-year, $365 million contract, which works out to $30 million a year. Aaron Judge with the Yankees. He rejected, this is wild, but in 2022, he turned down a 7-year, $213.5 million contract. Turned it down, and he bet on himself. And boy, did he win. Because he got a 9-year, $360 million deal, annual average salary of $40 million per year, largest per year earnings of any player in baseball history. So it's not the biggest in terms of total value, but in terms of annual pay, it's the most. Francisco Lindor with the Mets, he's on a $341 million contract. 10 years, $341 million. He's hitting .218 this year.
Mm-hmm.
Fernando Tatis Jr. with the Padres, 14-year, $340 million. You know where he spent the end of last season? At home. You know why? Because he cheated. Performance-enhancing drugs. Bryce Harper, 13 years, $330 million. All-Star break, is that when he comes back this year after his injury at the end of last season? When he's good, he's really good. But Borky, to your point, I mean, you're talking two-time MVP, 15, 21.
Yeah.
How much time has Bryce Harper missed in his career? Giancarlo Stanton signed that deal with the Marlins, the 13-year, $325 million contract with the Marlins. He's with the Yankees now. You know what he is this year? Not very good. Corey Seager. Corey Seager is on a $325 million contract.
Ohtani is worth how many more times Corey Seager? I'm not talking about the contract, but just like the player versus player. How much more valuable is Ohtani than him? 10 times?
All right, so here's the question, Borky. So the largest annual average contract in Major League Baseball history, we just talked about it a second ago, Aaron Judge at $40 million. You've also got Garrett Cole, a pitcher, on the Yankees, and his average is $36 million a year. So let's go back to your premise. Does that mean that Shohei Ohtani is worth $76 million a year?
He plays like he's worth it. He does. Based on market value.
So, what did you say, 76?
76.
Yeah, I mean, that is adding the amount that Aaron Judge makes per year plus the amount Garrett Cole makes per year on the same team. So $40 million, $36 million, that's $76 million. You're going to do a 10-year, $760 million contract for Shohei Ohtani?
We really aren't, but maybe 10 years away from the first $1 billion contract. We really aren't.
In what sport?
In Major League Baseball.
You think it'll be baseball?
You already got
where
him.
it happens?
Yeah.
The salary caps restrict too much.
One for
others.
soccer. They already offered one there, but it didn't get taken.
So
No, it'll be soccer. It'll be soccer. Mbappe will get a $1 billion contract from some Saudi-owned team.
The Saudis will go after him, but he won't. I don't think Mbappe would take that. He wants to play
for
the top leagues.
$1 billion?
No, he can still get
Liverpool,
$600 million. The Saudis, no.
I mean, well,
Newcastle,
what
whatever.
you just said. Think about what you just said. Hey, Dad. He's going to turn down $1 billion because he can still get $600 million. That means he's leaving $400 million on the table.
Yeah,